What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks back with another NIO update video where we'll take a look at NIO Day specifically and everything that kind of went down on NIO Day, what we were expecting, what we weren't. So we'll take a look at all of that and kind of get an idea of where the stock could be headed in the future. We'll take a look at some resistance and support levels. But more than that, we want to take a look at, what they unveiled at NIO Day to kind of see where this company could be headed going into the future and all the growth potential that it has. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on NIO are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So let me hit record. We will get right into it. So real quick, if you haven't seen my stock video, I want to take a second to kind of just show you guys. Friday, we were up 8.5%. We've had a great run this past week where the stock has gone, if I just click the 5-day chart, from a low of $49 to $59, and even more so if we take a look at the week before. So it's been a great run for NIO in anticipation, of course, to NIO Day. So let's take a look at everything that they unveiled in NIO Day, right? So they announced some new product and technologies in NIO Day 2020, which happened on January 9th. With a theme of always forward, right? That was their sort of theme this year. Here's sort of what they announced. The NIO ET7, which is this car right here. It's their first flagship sedan. That's something that was rumored to come out a couple days ago. We got a little bit of confirmation on that, but that's what this car is. If you guys know NIO, you know that they have three kind of crossover / SUV vehicles. So adding a sedan, although crossovers and SUVs are what people want nowadays, still gives them, an additional range of people that they can appeal to moving into the future. The second thing that they had was this 150 kilowatt hour battery pack, which, we'd kind of also anticipated, right? So it's nothing new, but it's still very exciting that they were able to kind of unveil that a little bit. The next thing, and I think this is kind of what is really, one of NIO's kind of signature things that I think separates them from a lot of the competition, is the NIO Power Swap 2.0, which is the second generation power swapping station. So right now the issue with a lot of electric cars is, if you have a normal car, you can go to the gas station, right? Get out, pump, be done in a couple minutes. With electric cars though, a lot of times you have to charge them either overnight, or if you go to one of those fast chargers, they could still take up to 30 minutes, if not longer, to charge your car. Meanwhile, you're sitting there and waiting for that to happen, right? So the fact that they could just swap a battery out, boom, you're ready, good to go. Now, I understand that that doesn't happen a lot, right? A lot of people drive less than 50 miles a day, I believe is the statistic. So if it takes all night to charge, that's cool. You can come and plug in your car. But still, if electric cars are going to replace gas cars in the future, right, this is something that we have to really consider, is how, you can kind of go on long trips and go on road trips without having to worry about whether you can make it to the next electric car charging station. So that's that. And I think, again, this is really a nice key competitive advantage that NIO has over, companies that don't have this. And then the last one being their autonomous driving technology, their safe and effortless point-to-point autonomous driving experience, which is also something that we sort of knew was coming. And, if you take a look at the stock offering that happened a couple weeks ago, more than a month ago at this point, that was one of the things that they had sort of, anticipated using the money towards. So great to see that money was put into good use. Now, those are kind of the four things that they unveiled, right? Now let's get into a little bit of the details of, what that is, and then we'll take a look at the stock side of things as well. So they had, their first electric sedan. We just covered that, right? The downside though that I see with this sedan, initially I thought, okay, sedan, that's what, Tesla did with their Model 3. I mean, if you take a look at how many cars Tesla sold in 2020, right? That 500,000 goal that they were able to meet, or almost meet, right? They were short like 50 cars or something, or 500 cars. The reason they were able to meet that was a big majority of that came from the Model 3, right? Because the Model S and X were way more expensive. So 3 and, more recently Model Y as well. That's sort of the one thing. The ET7 is still going to start a carrying price of 448,000 yuan, which is about $69,000. But, Tesla's car is about 200,000 yuan less than that. So Still, if it's not affordable to the level of the Tesla Model 3, but I do think that it's still great. We're taking a look at, and we see 621 mile range, and deliveries are expected to begin in Q1 2022. And then the last thing that I really like seeing is 500, swapped stations by the end of the year, right? So again, going back to the idea of they're creating an infrastructure, they're putting an ecosystem in place where it'll be so much smarter for you to own a NIO car because of everything that it brings, right? Everything that it means. Like currently, if you take a look at Apple, right? If you own an Apple iPhone, you're probably going to get an Apple Watch. You're probably going to get an iPad. You're probably going to get a MacBook, right? Because of how seamlessly they integrate together. Same thing with these charging stations. If they can swap out a battery and swap in, right? That saves you some time. Why would you not get a NIO car if everything else is the same? The other thing that I think they're doing pretty smart is, and I know I'm sounding like I'm just kind of rambling here, right? But I kind of want to cover all my bases. The ET7, the autonomous driving system they have, will be 680 yuan a month, which is, kind of evil, if you could say, right? Like you own the car, but you have to pay a monthly payment. But it's brilliant in the side of NIO because it means continuing revenue, through both the battery swap and through this autonomous self-driving. So that's, a great kind of, move on them to have this autonomous driving system be monthly, because I think, again, increase revenue over the course of the time. The other thing I want to focus on is this real quick. They partnered with NVIDIA to develop a new generation of automated driving, right? So the fact that NIO is partnering with a big player, right, with as much respect as NVIDIA does, NVIDIA, I don't know what people prefer to call it, just kind of goes to show you how serious they are about their autonomous driving, and that they are probably more likely to have success with this than they would have if they had just kind of gone out with, someone we hadn't even heard of, right? Which is totally possible, but the fact that they're with NVIDIA, it's the most advanced AV and robotics processor, which is capable of delivering up to 250 TOPS. I don't know what that is, but it sounds pretty cool, right? So that is another thing that I wanted to kind of just cover real quick. And then, this is just more, kind of information on that. For, we said this 70 kilowatt hour battery with $69,000. If they want battery services, you pay, 980 yuan monthly subscription fee. Again, great way for NIO to play this, because they're getting monthly revenues on top of kind of the revenue that you get one time for selling the car itself, right? So great move on NIO. Enough rambling about NIO. Let's get to the stock. What is the stock going to do? Because ultimately that's probably what you care about, right? Is my money in NIO a safe investment, or am I better off taking my money out? Let's take a look at the daily chart. I'll point some things out. I'll point some levels of support and resistance out, and I'll kind of point out the bull case and a little bit of a pullback case, right? As you could see, from 1229, right, to yesterday, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trading days, we've gone from $42, right, a low 42, to a high of 59, right? So that already, we are up over like 30%, probably close to a little bit more than 30%, in a matter of 8 trading days, all because of this run into NIO Day, right? The NIO Day is the event. And so a lot of what came out of NIO Day is stuff that we were already anticipating, right? I had talked about everything that I just talked about, the autonomous driving, the sedan that we talked about, the 150 kilowatt hour battery, battery stations 2.0 was something that I don't know if I covered or not, or if it was, but it's not necessarily a new product. It's just an improvement on the current one, right? So that, and the fact that we've gone up 30% in the past week and a half, worries me, in that there could be a pullback, right? There could be a sell the news. You take a look at, Moderna and getting FDA approval and then falling right after, the anticipation up to that. You take a look at Apple with crazy earnings they had last quarter, still fell, right? Because of the expectations that people have. And when those expectations, even though they are great, are what people are expecting, we see what's called a sell the event, right? We get that. So let me put some drawings on here. We'll kind of see what NIO stock could do, right? So first and foremost, we set a new all-time high just yesterday on Friday, January 8th, the day before NIO Day. We are at 58.92. Like I said, we've gone up 30%. So we could see a little bit of a pullback if we do indeed see a sell the news event, right? We could see a little bit of a pullback down to this 56 level, 56.35. The next level I'm watching is 54.66. And the next level I'm watching after that is 51.97. Now, let me put some indicators on us for us too. There's the 8 EMA, which kind of coincides with this 52 level. And then there's the 21 EMA and the 49.17s if we were to break below 50. So those are the 4 levels I'm looking for if we do see a pullback. Now, long term, I am bullish on NIO. I continue to hold my NIO shares. This is more short term, right? So if you're in NIO for the long term, again, I'm not a financial advisor, right? And make sure you always do your own research and put your money where you feel comfortable. But I do think if they continue to do this with a battery swap, with the autonomous driving monthly revenue, with the sedan release, if they can produce an affordable sedan too, right? And kind of take Tesla's Model 3's share, in China, then I think that, you know, they are going to be pretty much unstoppable, right? Other than the competition that they have. But even with what they have right now, I do think that they go up from here, but with normal, healthy pullbacks along the way, right? It's gone up so much that it's actually better for the stock to pull back, establish another kind of solid base level, and then go up. I could see NIO going to 100 in 2021. And that's not something that I say about many stocks, right? It's at 58 right now. That's almost a double in this year. But at the same time, we have to understand how much it's gone up in the past couple of weeks, right? So I would not be surprised if we pull back just a little bit to either this 56, 54, or even this 8 EMA, and then we start to push up again, right? Once we establish a base. Now, I say all this, and I'm still in my NIO shares because, like I said, long term, I do expect it to go higher. And it could just as easily come Monday. Maybe people are actually really excited about what they saw with NIO's NIO Day, and we start pushing up again. And so, you know, at that point, we don't really have a next level to go for, right? We were at 58.92, 59.06 after hours, 59.31 is the next resistance level. So that's only what, like 20 something, 30 cents away. So we don't necessarily have something to reach for, right? From a technical analysis perspective. You know, maybe 60 is a little bit of a resistance, 65, 70, 75, right? Like those $5 increments, 100 being a big probably resistance for the stock to break over. That'll be a big deal. But I just want to let you guys know that, you know, I would not be surprised of a pullback, but at the same time, I'm cheering the company on because I believe in NIO and I want it to do well. But I'm just kind of, you know, I'm looking at the levels. If it does drop, you know, where it finds support and where it starts to push up. I think on the upside, again, 59.31 is the next level they have to go at. And then it's, you know, 60 and then, you know, new all-time highs at that point, right? There's no kind of established point at where it could go. But if we do see a pullback, I'm watching 56.35, 54.66, and 52s before watching the 49s if we break below 50. The reason I'm kind of focusing a lot on the downside is because what we've seen is this run up to the event and then a little bit of a sell-off after. Now that sell-off could be bought up really fast. Like this could be a Monday morning sell-off, boom, we're back up again. Or it could take a couple of days to kind of sell off like it did there, like it did, you know, after the huge massive rally that we had over there. So long-term bullish on Apple. Do think there's the potential of a pullback sometime this week, even if that's a really short one before we start to push back up. But, you know, if people are more excited about anything that they heard, we could see a push in the stock this week. That's all I had for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Comment down below what your thoughts on NIO Day were, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.